I'm alive.
Hello and welcome to a Deep Extra Cover podcast. It's a T20 preview of the finals day coming up this Saturday. My name's Peter Miller. Joining me today I've got Ross Lawson. Hi Ross, how are you?
Hello Pete, I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. I have Alex Smith. Hi Alex, how are you?
Evening Peter, I'm good, cheers.
Good. Terry White. Hi Terry.
Hey, hi there, I'm fine.
I called you Terry White then and you're Terry Wright.
Yeah.
That's a good start. Oh, there we are. And also the ever excellent, erudite and handsome Tom Hewlin. Hello Tom, how are you?
And likewise yourself, Peter. How are you?
I'm living the dream. Tasting the rainbow.
So I hear.
Yes.
Wine
Yes.
and dining with all sorts.
My name's Peter Miller. Joining me today, I've got Ross Lawson. Hi, Ross. How are you? Hello, Peter. Someone's playing the YouTube video, guys. Good. Terry White. Hi, Terry.
Anyone know who's
Hi there.
I'm fine.
No, all gone from mine.
Yeah, it's Terry's by the looks of things.
There we are. Terry, you need to close the YouTube video, Terry. Otherwise, we're going to have us coming back at ourselves.
Sorry.
I'm living the.
There we go.
There we go.
Excellent. That was exciting.
Dolby surround sound, that was.
That'll test Mr. Hewlin's editing skills. Hi, everybody. Right, okay. So the plan is for us to go through each of the teams as far as finals day is concerned. We're going to do it with some sort of logic involved. The first semi-final is Surrey against Warwickshire at Birmingham, or Surrey against Birmingham at Warwickshire. I don't know, one or the other. So let's start off with everyone's favourite super club, the Manchester United of cricket, Surrey. So our representative here, our resident expert on the South London superstars, is Alex Smith. So, Alex, you've got Kevin Peterson coming. Is he going to score a match-winning 100?
No, he's not. Quite frankly, from his form going in this season, he's really flattered to deceive. Really, he's got himself in and then played a silly shot like he's done for a couple of years now. I think it's all about Jason Roy. He's been absolutely out of this world with his batting. He's scored 619 runs, a strike rate of 152. He's just been ridiculous.
But not good enough to get a gig in the ODIs, though, Jason Roy.
Well, I'm not entirely sure why though. He's that five ball six or whatever he got for the Lions the other day, or 5 sixes in 6 balls. Just summed him up really. That.
I was at Guildford when they played Glamorgan, and he walked past me just after he got out and nearly took me out. He was so fed up. It was quite funny. It did make me laugh. I just happened to be standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I mean, it'd be interesting. It was interesting. I did an interview with Kevin Peterson the other day, and he was saying how he thinks he should be playing a bit more cricket. So it'd be interesting to see whether or not that makes a difference next season, should he be back at Surrey. But certainly, as Alex quite rightly points out, you would think that Jason Roy's the man to look out for. Ross, do you have anything to add as far as Surrey's concerned? Who should we be looking out for? Who should the opponents be looking out for?
Well, it's definitely Jason Roy, as Alex said, is the danger man. I mean, as a cricket fan, we all want KP to do well. We want him to score 100 off 20 balls or do something ridiculous like that. And quite frankly, he is the sort of player who could do that. Unfortunately, though, it's probably not going to happen, if anything, and so I agree with Alex. Definitely Jason Roy is the danger man in terms of where Surrey are concerned.
Can you imagine if we get another over like the one Dernbach bowled on finals day last year where he went for 20-odd? That would be amazing. That would make my day.
It is a shame we haven't got David Willey to spice events up, isn't it, this year?
It is a bit. Maybe they'll put his dad in there as umpire just to see how that goes down. You never know. That could make things slightly more interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we need to move on to Birmingham. Obviously, they've kind of got a few more people, I would say, in and amongst it that you need to account for. I was watching the match on TV today and I saw that there was an England flag with one Ricky Clark written on it, which is brilliant. I love that. Terry, who should we be looking out for from your boys?
I'm just waiting to see Jeetan Patel bowling to Roy, Jason Roy, because that's going to be a head-to-head contest. Jeetan Patel has just been fantastic for Warwickshire, Birmingham in all competitions this season, but in the in this competition in particular. He's got no fancy deliveries, no doozers, nothing. He's just a straightforward off spinner, but he keeps on getting wickets, and they don't score runs off him.
The thing that always impresses me most whenever I watch Jeetan bowl is his variations in pace. I don't think there's many bowlers in the world, many spinners in the world that have so many subtle variations in the pace, all the way from a really quicker one to one that's just really, really loopy, and there isn't a real discernible change in his action when you're watching him do that, which is always quite impressive. He's kind of the archetypal overseas player that you want, really, isn't he? That's going to be there every day for every competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's playing every match this season, and he's taken wickets in just about every match.
So, Laurie Evans, who had some concerns that he might be out of contract, has all of a sudden done himself. It's amazing how many cricketers start scoring runs when their contract's up for debate, isn't it? It's a brilliant skill to have. Murray Goodwin of Glamorgan is one who's brilliant at it. I mean, he could be explosive for Birmingham. Do you think, Terry?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think he and Varun Chopra are the two who carried the batting, and Laurie Evans has just got a tremendous range of shots. So if he gets in, he can be quite deadly.
So Tom,
Yes.
who does Surrey need to be watching out for?
Yeah, well, Chopra is one that I've been a big fan of his for a number of years. He's a real solid performer at the top of the order for the Birmingham Bears, rather. Must get that right on the day. So I think him, Laurie Evans. I mean, I think they've also got Wokes and Bell potentially back as well. So the batting is looking pretty fierce for the Bears. Porterfield as well is always going to do a job. I think the Bears batting lineup is looking pretty solid. I think they were without Chris Wright for finals day. So the pressure does sort of fall onto Patel's shoulders. His 4 overs I think are going to be critical for the Bears to progress to the final.
That would be my concern for them more than their batting will be their bowling. Yeah. You've got Jeetan and you've got Ricky Clark, and other than that, I've got some concerns that you could have some boys that could go for some serious runs somewhere along the way. Yeah. Whether or not Hannah Dolby or Smith are going to be there, keeping it really, really tight. I don't know.
Yeah, that's for young Record Gordon. He's quite a bowler. He might just.
He's one of those guys, isn't he? He's bloody quick, but he can be, which goes along with being really, really quick. He can sometimes get clattered. So yeah, I mean, again, we'll see. I mean, I think they've got a good chance to turn Surrey over, to be honest. But time will tell. Time will tell. Right, let's move on to this. Go on, sorry.
No, I was just going to say also you've got home advantage as well. And that does count for a lot. It'd be interesting to see how the Edgbaston crowd are going to obviously get behind them. I mean that's got to play its part. I would have thought as well.
You would think so. I mean, it makes perfect sense for Edgbaston. I think Edgbaston basically give up a test match to hold finals day, and they probably make more money out of it.
Yeah. It's the choice of a test match, to be honest, but they certainly make the most.
They certainly. Well, the way that test matches have been attended, especially the early season ones in Birmingham, they get more people in for T20 finals day than they do for the test match, and they're there all day as well. They're there a long day buying beer, pies, drinks, etc., etc. I think it's Mark Butcher that always says, doesn't he? The amazing thing about English cricket is that they have the longest day in the sport for the shortest competition in terms of overs bowled.
That's so English, isn't it? Really.
It is very, very English. So we need to move on to the second semi-final. Before we do, I'm going to need a prediction from each of you. There's no sitting on the fence when I'm involved in a podcast. You need to tell me who's going to win. So we're going to start with Terry. Terry, Birmingham or Surrey?
I think it's very close, but I'll go for Birmingham.
Ross?
Yeah, I reckon Jeetan Patel's going to have a big say, so I'm going to go for Birmingham as well.
Tom?
Yeah, Birmingham too for me.
And then Alex? Are your boys going to win?
Well, they're the bookies' favourites, so you'd expect bookies' favourite to win the whole thing now. So you're going to win it.
Okay, excellent. Next semi-final. So, of course, the second semi-final is the Hampshire, T20 Specialists Hampshire, against Lancashire. Now, obviously, as all of you will know, it should really be Hampshire playing Glamorgan in this semi-final. That's what should be happening. But for an inexplicable over by Jordan Clark that he may never repeat again his entire career, it would be Glamorgan that are in this game. Not that I'm in any way bitter, cross, or upset about that, guys. Not that I was looking forward to going to finals day. Not that I basically made my plans. I was working out where I was staying. None of that. I'm not in the least bit upset or angry at them, you know. But I will say that it's the people that love you most that hurt you the most. That's what I'll say. So let's start.
Wow. I always feel guilty talking about the semi-final now. So you're going to be all right.
I'll struggle on, but I'm hurt. So let's start with Lancashire, and we'll come to you first, Ross. They're kind of they're a team without superstars, really, aren't they? I mean, granted, Jimmy might be back for them for finals day, but they're much more. They're greater than the sum of their parts, really, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in the batting, I think they've got 7 batsmen who have hit 50 so far in the competition. So their efforts are shared around, but I think they do have some standout players. I think Tom Smith, very underrated, very capable all-rounder in the competition. Got a strike rate of over 140 this term, which is it's up there with the best. And he's sort of not really been looked at for anyone, really, in terms of his skills and what he can do. But he's going to be crucial because he can do both. He can bat and bowl, and he can field a bit as well. What they might miss, 2 key players for them this year, Junaid Khan and Kabir Ali. They've got 19 wickets apiece this year, sort of joint 5th on the chart, and they're both with Junaid on international duty and Ali on with injury. Could both be key players that they're going to be missing for the finals day.
Yeah, shame they weren't missing for the rain-affected quarter-final, really, isn't it? But not that I'm in any way bitter or upset about it. I don't want people to get that impression at all. So Alex, your thoughts on Lancashire?
Well, you say there's no international standout players. They've got obviously Joss Butler's coming back and playing. He's one of the best strikers with ball going at the moment, isn't he? And you've got Usman Khawaja, Ashwell Prince. They're both seasoned pros now, as you'd say. So I think they've got enough quality in them to sort of really, and they walked their group as well, didn't they? They're the only team in there they only lost 2 games. The others all lost 5. So yeah, you'd probably expect Lancashire to be challenging Surrey in the final.
Ooh, big words, big prediction. I'm not so sure about that. I have to admit, I don't know. Hampshire they're just one of those sides, aren't they? They just end up being in the final every time. And then we have comedy. Yeah. I mean, granted, Dan Christian's not there to.
No, true.
I mean, we don't have Dan Christian there to make an ass for himself when he's got a runner, which is always disappointing. Because basically every final should finish that way. That's the way you should finish a final. But I don't know. I think Hampshire have a chance. Anyway, we better talk about Hampshire. Oh. We've been waiting all this time. He's chomping at the bit. He wants to tell us how they're going to win. How they're going to win both games, the semi-final and the final, by 10 wickets.
Standard.
Tom Hewlin.
Well, it's Hampshire, isn't it? They have been to the last 5 finals. They've got the firepower.
Hampshire fans haven't really mentioned that either. Actually, I've noticed.
It's like you and your Glamorgan pain from your semi-final. You just don't talk about it,
No, no.
But obviously you got Vincent Carberry up front, and Hampshire's approach is if they win the power play, the first 6 overs, then they're looking pretty solid for the game. Interestingly, I think with Hampshire's bowling, obviously Carl Abbott is gone. He's with South Africa touring Zimbabwe. So Hampshire going to be really reliant on what I would sort of say are the all-rounders really. I mean, even Chris Wood's going to be their strike bowler essentially. He's going to be the guy that leads out. Will Smith's been used to bowl. The off spinner's been used to bowl at the start as well. And Dawson will bowl. Even Matt Cole's, he's used for his batting as much as bowling almost. So Hampshire's bowlers are very much all rounders, all round if you know what I mean. So they've got a lot of options. It's just whether any of them get sort of taken to the cleaners on the day really. If the Edgbaston pitch spins a bit, I think they'll be in luck. If it doesn't, there might be a few question marks.
So, have we still got Terry, or is he gone?
I'm here, yes, I'm here.
You're here.
Yep.
Terry, do you have anything to add on Hampshire?
I do just think their bowling is a little bit light. And I like the batting. I like James Vince particularly, but I just think their bowling might just be a little bit light at the end of the day.
It's interesting that Will Smith is their most economical bowler in the competition this year, with sort of 7.1 is his economy rate. He's got, I think, 17 wickets. So, and he's one of their highest wicket takers in the competition. Briggs, as always, is the highest wicket taker. Briggs can take 3 or 4 in an innings, not easily, but he can do it. So if he does that on the day, Lanks could be in for a tough game. But yeah, I think it's going to come down to the hands bowling, how much they can restrict Lancashire to, really.
I'm always impressed with Will Smith that he manages to combine his county career with his international superstardom on the stage and screen. I especially loved him in The Fresh Prince. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was one of my favourite TV shows.
Well, the thing I love most about Will Smith is I follow him on Twitter, and because I follow Will Smith, the cricketer, I get followed by Will Smith, the actor, fan groups, which is just brilliant. I love that. That's a really nice aspect of Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is an interesting world full of people that hate me.
I just want to give you a half a night beat.
Okay, so we need to talk predictions again. We'll start with Hewlin because it's probably the most obvious who's going to win the semi-final.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Hans. I mean, they're streetwise. They know how to win a T20 match, so I'm going to go for Hans.
Alex?
I probably think Hans without Dimmy Mascarenhas and what's called Mackenzie. I think they're a bit light this year. Inexperience in Vince. Got to go Lanks, haven't you?
I think I don't know. I'm really torn with that one. I can't pick that one. Because I'm hosting, I'm just going to sit on the fence.
Well, I do have to throw in a curveball, which is that Shah's going to be back for the semi-final. And speaking to a few of the Hampshire guys this week, they see him as almost a replacement to Neil Mackenzie. So I think that could be a big acquisition for them ahead of final.
Yeah. I watched him in the CPL, Tom, so I wouldn't be too excited about it.
Fair play.
Ross.
It's going to be it's a tough one to call. I mean, Hampshire have been there, they've done it before, essentially. Lancashire, they've not won the competition despite being the county that have exited the group stage on the most occasions. I think it's only 3 seasons that they haven't left the group stage. But I think I agree that Hampshire's bowling is pretty light, and Lancashire's got a decent batting lineup, really, and so I'm going to go with Lancashire on this one.
And Terry, last but not least.
Yeah, I think I'll go for Lancashire. Won't be easy, but I think they just have the edge.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So, who's going to win it, boys? I don't know. It's a really, really tough one. I do love finals day. Whether or not the big news, of course, will be whether or not Dewey the Dragon can make up for my disappointment and smash the mascot race. That's what I want to know. That's the really important stuff that we need to think about now.
Who's the reigning champion? I can't remember.
Oh, to be honest,
who cares?
I'm making out that I'm interested, but actually I really don't give a ton.
Bumble. He's always quite into the race, isn't he?
Well, I think Bumble is very, very good at the mascot race. I think maybe what they should do is just get him to do mascot races full time.
Yeah. I'd watch it.
You probably would. It might just be you. You probably would. Right, okay. Thank you very much for joining us for our T20 Finals Day preview. We're going to leave final prediction. We've had enough of that now, but I hope you guys really, really enjoy the Finals Day. Next year, Glamorgan. Next year.
Rock on.